Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. A huge church service in Port Moresby on Sunday, the first by our newly installed Cardinal Sir John Ribbett. Thousands packed Jack Piddick Park. His message to all churches to work together was re-emphasized.
Hundreds converged at the Jack Piddick Park to celebrate the 50th Jubilee celebrations of the Port Moresby Archdiocese. The celebrations coincides with the appointment of Sir John Ribbett as the country's first cardinal. This was also his first Mass after returning from Rome on Friday last week. The ceremony began with traditional sing-sing, welcoming the new cardinal onto the podium. Representatives from sister churches, priests, bishops and laymen were all present. Governor General Grand Chief Sir Michael Ogio was also among the invited guests. The Jubilee celebrations reflect on the history of the Catholic Church from Jubilee Island in Central Province to Port Moresby. Everywhere in Papua New Guinea, each diocese has its own way of celebrations to mark the start of each diocese and how the church came into being. But importantly, all missionaries have one thing in common, and that is the open dialogue that exists prior to independence until today. The Catholic Church is one major non-government organization that has contributed immensely to the development of this nation. Bishop Rokus Tatamai revealed most students attending the St. Peter's Channel to become priests were recruited by the government and the private sector. These men have contributed one way or the other to develop the country. Speaking to the people, Cardinal John Ribbett reminded Christians to pay tribute to those early missionaries.
And so at this time, as we continue with our celebration, may I invite all of us to be united, praying to God, thanking Him for the times over the 50 years from Jubilee Island until here, when we were made a diocese. Let us thank God and pray for the missionaries, the religious, the lay people who committed themselves, and they were united to build this church. On Jubilee Island and here in Port Moresby, when he came, people were ready to accept. And today, we are continuing this development of building the church here. They were the people of their time before us. We are the people of our time. We continue to build this church.
As we approach Christmas, Christians were urged to reflect on the gospel, the Lord's mercy and love throughout the year. Living material world and inviting the Lord into our presence and live according to His principles is important for all citizens.
I witness people coming back and to really kind of seeing how God has led them through the years in their life. And I've seen also, I've heard from home also, and here around here, many families have come together, at least the men and the husband and the wives, coming together to the sacrament and wanting to really receive and come back to be able to be united with God in their lives. And this is why God is present in our lives today. And the working of the churches also at this time, this is what we want to continue to encourage among our churches, working together for the one people of God. And that is through His word. Of course, we may celebrate in different ways, but God is our uniting God who unites us in His love and mercy, and we continue to come back to Him. At the end of our lives, when we return to Him. And at this time, as He calls us to prepare for the coming of His Son, we are urged to be aware of our conditions before Him, before one another. In the second reading, it reminds us of that. And it mentions the way we live our lives, to try to live those areas, those ways, drunkenness, and those are the things that He mentioned. But for one thing, to allow room in us for Jesus to come and find a place really to stay over Christmas. And this is what we want to celebrate at Christmas.
The Cardinal also issued a call to national leaders to seek the Lord's guidance and principle. This will allow them to effectively implement policies and service delivery to the people. Governor General Grand Chief Sir Michael Ogio welcomes the new Cardinal. Sir John Ribbot's appointment will lead the nation, the church and Christians into prosperity and success.
Mihamamas, because it was always my dream that I should be back in Papua New Guinea to be or to celebrate with our new Cardinal. And now today, me or people from Milong Papua New Guinea, me hamamas true. Hamamas from me win more yet. I think I'm plan Blongodia.
Cardinal John Ribbot will remain as the head of the Port Moresby Archdiocese. He will also travel to Asia tomorrow for the Catholic Bishops' Conference. This will be his first official trip as a Cardinal and representing the Oceania region.
PNG tonight, after the break, an interview with the new Cardinal.